How you guys doing? It's Mason Carr from Base Card and Fishing. I'm sitting in the boat right now doing some rigging up some crankbaits or whatever else. Gonna go fishing tomorrow afternoon, just getting some rods ready and whatnot. And due to multiple technical difficulties, I wasn't able to do a YouTube video on the last two tournaments that me and Dawson fished. So I just figured, well, although you might not be able to come out of the water with me and see what was going on, y'all can at least kind of know what happened, what went on that day. So I figured I'd do this real quick while I'm rigging rods and getting stuff ready. So Neely Henry, King of the Coosa, the sixth stop, last tournament, King of the Coosa. This is a tournament that they crown a winner for the King of the Coosa title belt. The big one. The one and only. It's where everything just kind of comes down to the wire. And, yeah. So we pull up to our first stop, me and Dawson do. So our second stop. Our first stop, we just kind of run through some grass patches or whatever. Something real quick, 5 minute. Let's throw a chatterbait down there to see what happens. Didn't get a bite on that first spot. We make a big long run all the way down. And our second stop, it's a rock wall that I've had some pretty good success on. And I took an A-rig, it was a Picasso A-rig, and had some special blades on it to where it helicopter instead of just spin. It had more vibration to it from the muddy water, the conditions that were presented to me that day. So I threw it over this little rock wall. Dawson catches one probably about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. Nothing too special. I'm like, all right, well, may have found something. Well, take that A-rig and I spin the boat around and I throw towards that spot where he caught that fish, and I hook onto a pretty good one. About a 4-pound spot. Get him in the boat, we're going buck wild. Dawson kept saying throughout the entire tournament, like, man, what is it with you in this lake? I'm like, I don't know. So we continue on. Dawson's throwing, we don't have that crankbait, but it was something kind of like this. So this is a Berkeley frit side, but Dawson had one where it was like, right around here, it was like chartreuse with black back, pretty much. It's a typical muddy water color. And the reason why they were wanting to bite this so good is because on the main river, the water was cooler. And when it gets colder and later on in the year, they don't want something that'll wobble so hard. They want something that's kind of a little bit more subtle. So that's a really good bait. But he had something kind of like this. Caught that first one that morning, then we circle back. We go all through a whole bunch of spots, don't get another bite, come back to that rock wall, and Dawson catches one more. About the same size. Then we run up a little bit, and honestly, we were just putting miles on the rod. That's all it boiled down to. And I take a spinnerbait that I kind of helped put together. I kind of added some blades, took some blades off, did some modifications to it. And I'm slow rolling it on the bottom in like 2 foot of water. Right up against a seawall or something. And I feel it just go dunk. I set the hook. I get him in another 4-pounder. Like I said, it just boils down to putting miles on the rod. Cover water. So I get that fish in. We're going crazy. I've got a shot at winning this tournament. I do. And I was on the phone with some of my buddies, and they were saying, dude, you could win it. And I was kind of thinking, I don't have quite enough to win it. But I've got a shot. I've just got to get one more bite. Hit some more spots up towards the ramp. That next bite never did come. There's a factor in the fishing world that some people never really know about, and that's that under stress, sometimes fish will shrink in the live well. They won't shrink, but they'll kind of lose weight a little bit. So I went up to the scales, and I had those 2 4-pounders. 7.49 was my weight. And I caught a tagged fish. That second fish that I caught on the spinnerbait was tagged. So, and I'm still trying to get that sorted out. Like, it's freaking, I don't even know what today is. It's almost Christmas, and I'm still trying to get that sorted out. I think that was like December 3rd, I reckon. Maybe. Placed third in that tournament. That was the best placement I've ever had in the King of the Coosa tournament. I usually don't do too terribly good in King of the Coosa. It's just time of year, timing, whatever else. I guess next we move on to, like, if I give one piece of advice, like when it's a tough lake, tough time of year, whatever else, go back to the simple stuff. You know, I've had, here lately on my own home lake, I've been struggling with that, trying to go back to the simpler stuff. And it all just boils down to putting miles on the rod. Just got to keep covering water. And then on to Jordan. Fog delay. As you can see, some of my buddies on the fish team tried to play a little game of baseball. During the fog delay. I thought that was quite funny. But anywho, took some time, talked with some buddies that morning during the fog delay, and all that good stuff. And so, tournament gets kicked off about 9 o'clock, quite late. We went the same plan as we did at Neely Henry, just put miles on the rod, cover water, keep moving, keep the bait in the water. So we pull up to the first spot. And it took us 10 minutes to find a spot because there was just boats everywhere. Like, that's the thing. When you get a 200 boat tournament on a lake that's 10 miles long, that might sound like a lot of space, but it's not. It's not. I promise you it's not. So the entire tournament, we're all bumper to bumper with boats. 200 boats, or 160, I reckon. There's 170 boats, sorry. Pull up to our first spot, finally find a place where there's no boat. We're going up the river in the current, and I pick up a shaky head. Decided I'd give it a try. Brand new shaky heads. Figured out how it looked. I get bit, catch about at 2.36 lower mouth. And that was the only bite we got that day. We sucked it up. We did pretty bad. But we stayed at it, kept the A-rig, kept the jerk bait, kept the shaky head, kept the jig in our hand, and it just never worked out. And sometimes that happens. Just never really worked out. So, that's the overview for the last 2 tournaments that me and Dawson fished, since I ain't able to put a video up for it. Heck, the second tournament, I could have made a YouTube short out of that one, or a TikTok, or whatever. Dadgummit. 2 seconds of film. Blast off, catch fish, video's done. Yeah, we stunk it up pretty bad. We had a tough tournament. So, appreciate y'all listening in, or watching in, whatever you want to call it. Appreciate you. Special thanks to Coosa Cotton, because It's been cold. Yeah, we got that cold front coming early this week, and I'm about to go fishing tomorrow for church. So, I'm going to need this. Appreciate you.